Gemini, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early April 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Geminis. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these lovely Geminis in early April? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into. So let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Gemini in early April. Please and thank you. What's the vibe? And just to let everyone know, it's a very special week. It's my birthday week, April 8th. It's coming up. So I just wanted to put that out there for everyone. I get that question quite a bit. Okay, so this card, it always gives me like a little grin, a little chuckle, because the meaning of it's pretty good. It's nice, it's very cerebral, but this lady literally has a tree growing out of her head. So that's quite the symbolism, but it could be a very good thing. It's just very active mentally, which makes sense. Geminis usually are pretty active in the mind. And before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this lady right here. So as you can see, we have this lovely woman. She has a mask on, which, I mean, that could represent a little bit of mystery and intrigue. But notice she has that tree growing out of her head. The tree is bearing fruit. That's another really good sign. There's open books. So obviously information could be really important for a lot of Geminis. So whether you're on a search, or there's something you want to know, or there's something you're digging through, it could also represent learning things. This is a great time and a great idea to like take on information when this card shows up. You might have really good solutions and ideas in this time. That's always a big plus with this card. So if you're going through any difficult situations, when I see this card, it's like, okay, I'm thinking outside of the box and I'm finding solutions to problems. So I think it's great all around. Now, the only drawback with this card is, since there is so much eureka aha moments coming in, it could cause a little overthinking, right? Anytime we're talking about a lot of information coming in and processing information, it could just lead to a lot of overthinking. So hopefully there's not something you're going through where it's like you're over-focused or overthinking it. But I'm going to take it for the positives. That's what we're going to do for now. So let's put her down right there. She could keep reading her books. It's a little undertones of communication too. But let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for my beautiful Geminis. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. It did center around communication. The reading was titled A Surprising Talk. So I would say for a lot of Geminis, whether it's conversations you weren't expecting to speak about, people you weren't expecting to talk to, if that didn't happen for you, that could still bleed over for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else's, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here from a beautiful Gemini, friends. What's happening in early April? Thank you. Okay. Queen of Wands, all right. I mean, that's a compatible energy for Gemini. I could say that at the very least. I like the Queen of Wands. She's a strong card of confidence in how one views themselves. So we're just going to keep her there. I think that's okay for now. Let's get a couple more. I mean, she is quite fiery. So let's get a couple more here for Gemini. Please. Thank you. Okay, Temperance. Temperance has been very, very popular. So you have an abundance of fire energy here. I feel like I saw this in like possibly the Leo reading. Like these same 2 cards may have been in the Leo reading. Let's get one more. You know, at least the Queen of Wands. I know that, but I've seen Temperance a lot. Okay. 3 of Pentacles, so groups, other people could be showing up as well. So we have an interesting mixture of stuff. I'm happy that we do have this earth on the back, because that does kind of ground down this fire a little bit, which I think could be necessary. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first glance, you know, I always look at the elements first. I feel like that's super important, because it tells us how the energy is moving and where it might be directed. We have a lot of fire and we have earth. Now, these are the 2 outer elements, right? Like if we had swords and cups, that's water and, And air, that's internal. This is external stuff. So in this time, Gemini, whether you're focused on material things, outside things, there could be outside influences affecting whatever it is you're going through, whether you realize it or you don't, especially with all this outer energy. But with this fire, that works good with you because you're an air sign. Like, it's a spark, it's movement, it's action. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because this could be an interesting layered one. Position number one, we are starting with the Queen of Wands. Now remember, this isn't gender specific. Maybe you have some fire placements yourself. Maybe you're connected to a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sag. Got Sag coming up too. But the Queen of Wands is all about confidence. Remember, queens represent the inner aspects of their suit. So fire, that's passion, that's drive, it's burn, it's action, it's making things happen. So whenever I see her, I'm like, okay, this is like a resurgence of energy. So for a lot of Geminis, if you've been a little down, Wands also linked to physical health, in my opinion. So like you might be feeling rejuvenated. That could be a really good aspect of this. It's beautiful, confident, and sexy. So I love the Queen of Wands. Now, there's a shadow side too. Just like with every card, the Queen of Wands could represent somebody or something that is very unpredictable, right? It could be an explosive type of energy, especially in an air sign reading. So we definitely want to take a look at her. I always say worst case scenario with the Queen of Wands. Sometimes it could be someone that's a little down in the dumps about themselves or not feeling too confident. So hopefully that's not the case. But to me, it's like we're revving up for something. We're gearing up to make a move of some kind. So we're going to get her tucked back in here by the amethyst and keep moving forward, because we have fire still, but it's a little more calm. We have the Temperance card, so Sagittarius energy. That's your zodiacal twin, right? They're across the zodiacal wheel from you. Now, notice it is the Archangel Michael if you're not connected to Sag. It's a huge card of spiritual protection, where it's like your guides, your angels, your spirit team, they're watching over you, they're insulating you. This is really beautiful and reassuring. So I love it for that. Temperance is a card of patience, letting something evolve how it needs to evolve. We're not forcing things. We're not chasing things. We're going to let it be what it is. That's a big thing with temperance. There could be certain things you're refraining from when this card shows up. So whether it's habits, whether it's thought patterns, whether it's people, when I see temperance, it's like, all right, I'm pumping the brakes for a minute. We're going to take a little rest. That's the good aspect. Now, the challenge with this, it can represent some problems. It can represent delays. It can represent situations that aren't moving to your liking, because remember, this is a very slow card. And I always say Archangel Michael, notice he's doing water from cup to cup. He's doing alchemy. So even though it looks like not much is happening here, there's a strong energy building up underneath, which can be a little unpredictable and explosive, very similar to her. So we're most definitely going to want to look at this further to see whether it's a delay or whether it's something that's going to pop off. I'm feeling like it could be good, because it could talk about the pacing of something. It's like, all right, well, you might be right on pace. Now, moving to the very back end, we have the Three of Pentacles. Huge card of teamwork. Now, all threes could represent groups of people, right? Not just one, not just two, three or more, 3+. So whether it's family, friends, coworkers, this is a huge card of career. So when we see it, it's like business things might be on your mind, work things might be on your mind. I always say this card represents teamwork makes the dream work, right? These are three people, they're working together. It's very creative, it's artisanal. I really do like this card. Where might the challenge be? This could represent groups of people that aren't quite getting along. This could represent somebody that does not work well as a group. It could just be pinpointing somebody in your circle as well when we clarify it, especially if it's an issue or a problem. And sometimes it could be a little gossipy. I'm not going to really go down that route just yet, but the earth element does kind of pin this down a little bit. It keeps the fire in check, but I feel like this reading could go a couple of different ways, and we're just going to have to see. So let's get them right there. I want to dive deeper on all the Gemini. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for you. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Queen of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Gemini, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Queen of Wands, what's happening? Why is she here? You know, Geminis, please. Thank you. All right, that's a little peculiar. Also, the fact that it's another 3, so there is a repeating theme. I would say for a lot of Geminis, really steer clear of group dynamics, group situations, stuff like that, if possible. I know sometimes that's unavoidable, but the fact that we have double 3s here, I don't always go third party situation, but it could just represent somebody instead of you. It doesn't have to be you when there's a lot of 3s. Now, the 3 of Swords, that's one of the cards that it's a classic, right? You see it everywhere on posters, stickers, clothes. It can represent some sort of pain. It can represent some sort of heartbreak. The fire-air combination here in the front could tell me there might be a situation that could get a little out of hand. So I would say in this time period, especially with Temperance coming up next to it, cautious approaches to everything could be necessary. So whether it's a cautious approach to a certain person you're dealing with, a cautious approach to work or business, it's like nice and easy, not too fast. Don't let this spin out of control, because that's kind of what I'm feeling here. It's kind of like an explosive warning where it's like, listen, this could really spark off. Okay, not saying it's definitely gonna, but there could be the potential, like with the Queen of Wands, 3 of Swords, for something to pop off, right, and to get a little out of hand. So to me, this is a warning about that explosive energy. I feel like it's pretty simple. I mean, unless you're connected to a fire sign and they're heartbroken, that could be it. But the main thing I'm feeling here is just needing to take a cautious approach across the board in this time. So we're just going to leave it at that. We don't really need to expand in it too much. It is what it is. Let's see what the Temperance card has, especially with all like the outside noise, outside action. Let's see why Temperance is here. Why is Temperance in the mix for my Geminis, please? You know, I've seen this in a couple. All right. So we have the Page of Pentacles in reverse. There might be something that you're better off not addressing at the moment. Not saying that you never want to speak about it, not saying that you never should address it. But when I see the Page of Pentacles in reverse under Temperance, it's like, don't say that yet. Bite your tongue. Okay. And listen, I know lots of Geminis in my personal life. I know they're usually very outspoken, straightforward, to the point types of people. They're going to tell it like it is. But when I see Temperance and the Page of Pentacles in reverse, it's like, you might want to hold off. So there could be something where it's like either you probably shouldn't address it right this second. You might need to give it a little bit of time. Or there's something, it's like just bite your tongue for a minute. Just be quiet about it for a minute. Again, you could do what you want. Right? These are things I couldn't have even, these are things that might not have happened yet. But when I see Temperance with the Page of Pentacles, it's either don't talk to this person or don't say nothing. So there should be something where it's like either it's not time to address it right now or just be quiet for a minute. We're going to keep moving. That's it. I mean, unless there's a person that you're not speaking to, if that's the case, I wouldn't pressure speaking to this person, if that makes sense. I wouldn't pressure any kind of communication. We'll leave it at that. Let's keep moving forward, which is odd because you know me, I like to have clear, honest communication with everyone, but yeah, there's some times where talking might not even have an effect, and that's what I'm picking up. So let's see what's up with the 3 of Pentacles. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the 3 of Pentacles here for my beautiful Gemini friends? What is happening? Please. Thank you. 9 of Pentacles. Okay, so the complete opposite of the 3 of Pentacles. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is a good card. I do like it. It's a pretty good energy. It's solid, it's stable, but the thing is, it's very independent. So this could, again, be advice from Spirit saying, like, listen, Gemini, you might get a better result if you do it by yourself, or there could be something where it's like less complicated. The less people involved, the better. I don't know why that's showing up, but it is. Now, the 9 of Pentacles is very solid and stable. There's great money here, or there's great energy around money, right? Business, if you're looking for new work situations, when I see the 3 of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles, this is great for business in general. So for a lot of you, there could be some great financial things coming up for you, like possibilities for investment and stuff like that. Beautiful stuff around money. But at the same time, it's like, keep it simple. Like the less people involved, the better. And that could even be personal relationships. So it's like maybe limit the people you're telling your story to, or maybe limit the people you're talking to for whatever reason. Because I feel like a few weeks ago, I did get a gossipy type of energy. So this would make sense. It's like, it's not like you have to be a hermit and not talk to anybody, but it's like, just be cautious with the information you give out. That's a big thing, but awesome energy around money. So that's a really good thing I'm liking here on the back end. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card. So a bit of a peculiar reading here. There's a few different things that don't usually come up. But if you kindly look in the box, position number 1, we're starting off here with the Queen of Wands and the Three of Swords. Like I said, this feels like an explosive warning or a situation that could really pop off like 0 to 100. So just caution in general with whatever it is you're going through, whether it is work, whether it's interpersonal. It's like just take the easy approach. Just be cautious in this time because there could be more volatility than you think. Moving to the center, we have Temperance, calm, chill, relaxed, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Don't say nothing. There might be something where it's like either don't address it right now. There's a piece of information you might have that you probably just don't say anything about it for whatever reason. There's something here about biting your tongue. Okay, so whether that's you or somebody else, it's like I'm purposely biting my tongue. I'm purposely withholding communication. Moving to the back end, we have the Three of Pentacles with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a pretty good alignment, especially for like finances and money. There could be great opportunities coming up for work and investments. I really do like this alignment here. But it also speaks about simplifying things, and the less people you involve in something, the better. So do with that information what you will. You could take a screenshot and look into it further if you'd like. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card going. What do we got? Cute, cool. Four of Cups. Yeah, so it's kind of like reconnecting with what we saw in the very beginning, because the Four of Cups to me is, again, a very cerebral type of energy. It could represent daydreaming, overthinking. Again, I'm not going to really pound that message home too much, but the Four of Cups can also be good. It can be very imaginative. So it's like we started the reading with this. Now we're ending the reading with this Four of Cups. Like, this could sometimes represent having someone or something that's like taken up the vast majority of your brain. Sometimes it could represent someone that has you on the mind. It's not a terrible energy. It's not a terrible card. None of them are, right? They all have positives and challenges. But the big caution here is too much thinking, not enough action. Now, I know I said within the reading, cautious approach is necessary. I still feel like that's true. But when I see the Four of Cups, it's like, just don't overthink this. Easier said than done, right? So you could do with that what you will, Gemini. Pretty simple, straightforward type of reading this week. So I hope that helps. And yeah, that's what I have for you this week. So don't click away just yet. I'm going to give you the details of the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me and get a little further insight into your situation, you can check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The April calendar is up, so feel free to go check it out and book. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies, not 2, of one of my favorite decks of all time, the Gilded Tarot Royale. It's a gorgeous deck and it works fantastic. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you could pick one tarot card to best describe you, which one would it be? Are you the Empress? Are you the High Priestess? Are you the Emperor, the Moon, the Sun? You put your answer down in the comments, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.